Hello and welcome to Top Team Guys, and today we're talking you through all the Arsenal tips and tricks on FM24. Stay tuned. Remember, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, leave a like and comment what team you want to see a guide on next. So when you make an Arsenal save, you'll be greeted with this page and tells you all the basic information you need to know about Arsenal. 4.5-star reputation, media prediction is third, however that is not what you're expected to finish as Arsenal by the board. Director of Football, Assistant Manager, some rivals there, obviously Tottenham and the year they were founded. It also talks about their facilities, which are very important if you want a long-term save. The Emirates is a 60,000 capacity stadium, one of the biggest in the Premier League. Also have London Colney, their training ground, superb training facilities, excellent youth facilities and good youth recruitment. Very, very helpful to have the best facilities possible. Helps your younger players develop well, helps you bring in some young players, that youth recruitment, and also means your players can develop that are existing in the team already. You also have rich status, 5.6 million transfer budget and a wage budget of 3.7 million per week. We'll talk about that more in detail in a second. Obviously last season, second in the Prem, all that good stuff we will see here. And of course, Arsenal are in the Champions League of this year. And if you want to care about the history, there are the trophies. Now, it does recommend this team here, but ignore that. I'm going to talk you through the best team in a second. It's saying currently a 4-3-3 formation, and here we find out who's on loan at other clubs, and also loans in like David Raya. We also see here the club vision, which is on FM24. It shows you what your board want from you to make them happy, and also what makes the fans happy. Here it says increase revenue, which basically just means winning games and doing well in very basic FM budgets. Work within wage budget. Don't spend too much money. Grow the club's reputation. Once again, do that by winning effectively. Sign players under the age of 18 for the future. Very good to get youth players in the door, especially within a long-term save. In terms of current season expectations, qualify for the Champions League, so top 4 finish. Challenge for the FA Cup, which is normally around the semi-final, is when you get a good tick on that one. Reach the latter stage of the UEFA Champions League. That tends to be after the group stage. We're talking round 16, quarter-final, semi-final. Anything above that is unbelievable, and that is a required, very important one for you. So the FA Cup is less of a priority than the Champions League and the Premier League. And the least favoured one here is be competitive in the Carabao Cup. Basically saying try your best effectively. In terms of future seasons, there's not too much you have to look at here because it can change depending how you do on season 1. But effectively within your 3-year plan, they want you to win the Prem and also win the Champions League. If you can get that ahead of schedule, the board will be very happy with you. In terms of football style that supporters want you to see, attacking football, entertaining football, pretty easy as Arsenal because, well, you're one of the biggest teams. You always be on the front foot against big sides unless you're playing a Man City, which maybe you might sit back a little bit more. We'll talk about that in detail in a second. Supporter expectations, best of the rest. Finish above Spurs, United, Chelsea and Liverpool in the Premier League. Pretty doable, to be honest with you, as Arsenal. Arsenal also have a 4-star new gen rating, which means that any players that come through in the youth intake, which normally the preview is around January, and it tends to be April or May is when you get those youth players. The new gens, or the regens as some people call them, will be one of the best in the country, if not the world, of a 4-star. You can improve that with a new head of youth recruitment and also better youth facilities. If you want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments how to get better new gens, because that is also very important for long-term saves. Getting those new players through that are good makes life so much easier on FM. So straight off the bat, this is the formation and tactics that I would go for Arsenal on FM24. As you can see here, it's a 4-2-3-1. However, there are a few tweaks I may make along the way, which we'll talk about once we get through these players. So in goal, David Raya, who's currently on loan, for me is a must-buy keeper when you get the funds in the summer. Unbelievable ball-playing keeper. I mean, 14 passing, 15 vision, reflexes are insane, kicking's insane, agility, really good. A little bit small, which can be a problem on FM, but David Raya is one of the best keepers. Brilliant, brilliant goalkeeper. He does have a player trait of uses long throws to start counter-attacks, which we'll talk about in just a second when we go on to the individual things on the left-hand side there. But incredible base of the team, David Raya there. Right back, Ben White. Now, there are definite improvements on this team. Transfers we'll go into after we've seen our lineup. Right back is one you would improve on. 11 dribbling, 11 crossing. Not kind of what you want for an attacking team on the front foot. Mentally incredible. Physicals are good. Defensively, 15 marking, 15 tackling. Probably a better backup centre-back than he is a first choice. Right back on FM, which we'll go into in a second in terms of transfer targets. Across the back, we've got Saliba. Unbelievable as a ball player. Physicals are a joke. Mentals are a joke. Technicals are also a joke. Alongside him is Gabriel. You can put him on the ball playing, you can put him on a central defender. I put him on the central defender because his passing and vision is only 13. Now, ball players, you want kind of 14 and above. It won't make too much of a difference if he's a ball player because he is in a team with a lot of possession, but he just won't be as good on the ball. Up to you what you want to do, but I've left him as central defender, a bit less risky on the ball there. Left back, I've gone Zinchenko. Arsenal aren't blessed with fullbacks, are they? Left back is definitely another one you need to look at. However, he is pretty good, but 11 marking defensively, not ideal for in the Champions League. He'll probably get ripped to shreds when he plays someone of high quality. He has also got a slight injury, but that's fine. He'll be back by the time the season starts on this save. But he is fullback attack, and definitely if you want to buy a left back, look for an attacking fullback that's really quick, really good at getting the balls in, and we'll show you why in a second as well. In terms of midfield, there's a few things you can do here. I've gone for Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard as my base of the midfield in the centre mid. I've gone for a ball winner, Declan Rice. A lot of energy. The green mentals are insane, by the way. 18 natural fitness, 17 stamina. Runs the ball, likes to switch, tries long range passes. Marking's insane, tackling's insane, dribbling. He's just a complete player on FM. Like, he's absolutely insane. He's so good. Ball winner allows him to get up the pitch as well as backwards. You can go for a box-to-box, but he does lack a little bit inside the box attacking-wise. So maybe not go for that. If you want to go all gung-ho, then you can, of course, go box-to-box there. Alongside him is Martin Odegaard in the advanced playmaker role from central midfield, not from AM. This is because he's better deeper when there's a bit more time on the ball. I mean, greens everywhere. 16 dribbling, 17 passing, 19 vision, almost 20 vision at 24 years old. Utilise him. He is so good in the pockets, in the space. When teams are dropping deep, he'll be able to break open those defences, which is why he's a little bit deeper for me in that advanced playmaker support role. You can go AP attack, but it may be a bit disjointed in that midfield. So for me, I've got AP support in that centre mid role. We've also got Bukayo Saka on the right wing, inside forward, of course. He's left footed on the right, 17 dribbling, 14 finishing, good composure, incredible pace. Given the ball, he'll run inside, cause problems to the defence, and also treat himself to a long shot. He has got player traits of running with the ball and cutting inside from the right wing, which is important for an inside forward, especially on attack and especially with those attributes. 16 technique. Good teamwork, so he won't be greedy all the time. He'll pick the right decision making, and he's a very, very unbelievable player on FM. Now, AP or AMC is where you're going to struggle with Arsenal, just because Kai Havertz is good. He's decent, but he's not it. He's not the top of the league centre attacking midfielder that you want in your team. Now, you can put Martin Odegaard there and buy a really good centre mid, but then you've got to buy a really good centre mid. It's probably easier to buy a good up-and-coming AP in that attacking midfield role for decent money and just replacing Kai Havertz. Or putting Kai Havertz up front isn't ideal with 11 finishing. However, Gabriel Jesus is out for a few weeks at the start of the season, and his injury could carry on into the season there. On the left wing, we've got Martinelli, very similar to Saka. Cuts inside from the left wing, right-footed, inside forward, good finishing, good dribbling, insane pace. Does the exact same stuff. Your wingers on either side are unbelievable and are utilised to the maximum capacity on this tactic. And of course up front, you can't go wrong with advanced forward. Any striker here is going to do well. You could play Trossard up front whilst Jesus is injured. But for me personally, I would probably look at buying an incredible striker. You're looking at a striker, an AP, and two fullbacks, and this Arsenal team is an absolute joke. In terms of your top 5 players in this lineup, though, you have got Jesus, you have got Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, and Rice. Surprisingly, Saliba is not one of your top 5 players. However, he's very close because he is ridiculous on this game, one of the best centre-halves you will find. But in terms of team tactics, we've gone over individual ones here. Team tactics, we've gone for gegenpress, of course. Also, a positive mentality. Can go attacking, but I would always stick positive. The game just enjoys you in a positive mentality. It just does. Makes life easier for you. In terms of possession, got great ball players at the back. Play it out of defence with a fairly wide attacking width. Give your wingers a space. Cut inside. If they're already narrow, they're already inside. Can't cut inside as easily. If they're too wide, they'll be a bit solo isolated. So I would say fairly wide, nice balance, cut inside, have a shot. In terms of passing directness, slightly shorter, your team has the ability to go longer if you want, but the quick plays we're doing, quick passes we're doing, a lot better with that slightly higher tempo and slightly shorter passing directness. Final third, I always go low crosses if my striker isn't a giant and Jesus is not really a giant. Havertz is better in the air, but I would still stick it on low crosses unless you have like a 6'4" absolute bully that's amazing at headers. Then maybe go for mixed crosses or whip crosses. But for now, keep it in low crosses. You don't really want to hit it early or work ball into the box. Let your players that are talented enough to decide. The game will know what the best option is. Of course, it's Arsenal. We're going to play for set pieces, aren't we? It's obvious. You can say dribble more, but like I say, I let my tactics be quite basic so the players can enjoy what they're doing and also know what is going on at all times. In terms of in transition, distribute to your centre-backs and full-backs at all times. However, do not control what your goalkeeper does. Don't make them roll it out. Don't make them take short kicks. Let the game decide what method of passing is best to get it out. You don't want your player kicking it all the time when a simple throw could suffice. David Raya does have a long throw on him, but I wouldn't throw it long. I would leave it as it is. In terms of possession has been won, counter and counter pressure. Your team has good stamina, good fitness, and good ability and good positioning to be able to do both of these to the highest possible capabilities on FM. If your players had no fitness, no stamina, and were pretty rubbish, maybe don't go all gung-ho when you get the ball back straight away, but technically this team is one of the best in the games. Don't be afraid to go for it when you have the ball. In terms of out of possession, very similar like what I said a minute ago. Your team is quick, your team is good, your team has positioning, and they have a brain. By all means, go for a higher line. If you want to go much higher, you can, but it's a bit risky in those big Champions League games. If you're dominating small teams but not scoring, by all means, push that line up higher. But I would go higher and higher, just as a nice happy medium, to get that team working, and you're going to win games. 100% going to win games. And as mentioned, your team has good stamina and good fitness. So trigger the press much more often with a front four, your striker, your wingers, and your attacking midfielder. Prevent goal kick distribution. It should be pretty easy for this team that is very, very tenacious off of the ball. And that is it for the Arsenal team guide. Let me know in the comments if you're going to use this tactic and how it has gone for you so far. And of course, let me know what team guide you want to see next. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new around here. And on that note, see you later.